Live in Western Oregon, this is NBC 16 News at 6:30.
A man was sentenced to life in prison today for shooting and killing a security guard in Eugene last October. Good evening and thanks for joining us on NBC 16 News at 6:30. Filling in for Alan Matthews, I am Alexis Thrower. Back in 2018, Thomas Copeland shot and killed 69-year-old security guard Frank Joe Leggett during an argument outside a bar near 99 and Roosevelt in Eugene. This morning, he was sentenced to life in prison after he was found guilty of the murder earlier this month. Prosecutors say the 31-year-old will have to serve a minimum of 25 years before he will be eligible for parole. Copeland also faces an additional 6 months in prison on a weapons charge to be served after he completes his sentence for murder. He was also sentenced to 5 years for firing a weapon in city limits that he will serve concurrently with the life sentence. Copeland was also ordered to pay $12,000 for burial costs and damage to Leggett's vehicle. With Christmas over, a lot of people are trashing those empty tech boxes, and that can set you up for trouble. Our Amanda Slee reports on how you can avoid being the victim of a break-in.
If you just got a new 32-inch Samsung TV, don't leave the box out on the trash can exposed for anybody to see.
Sergeant Doug Strain says criminals are opportunists. Leaving empty tech boxes outside your house can be an invitation to a criminal.
That sends a signal to a potential burglar that this might be a house that I want to get into. So just keeping things neat and tidy and removing indicators of valuables inside, that's just a good thing to do.
If you don't want anybody to really see what your family has gotten for Christmas, I would suggest that you take your material to the transfer station over in Coos Bay.
Another thing you can do is wait until the morning of your scheduled trash day. If you wait, Less's Sanitary says it's best to break down the box to make it less visible. That also helps get it into the garbage truck. If you don't,
we have to physically get out of the truck and reload the garbage can to dump it because of our system. So it's a lot more work for my guys.
The sheriff's office also recommends you add even more layers of security, including cameras, motion lights, and extra locks. Reporting in Coos County, I'm Amanda Slee.
On to a first look at weather. NBC 16's Heather Melendez joins us now in the Weather Center. Miss Heather with the weather, what can you tell us?
Well, Alexis, we did have a beautiful and dry day, and hopefully you were able to enjoy that. There was a lot of foot traffic at the Gateway Shopping Center, but if you didn't, here's a recap of today's highs. We did manage to at least get into the mid and upper 40s along the Willamette Valley and at least 50s along the coast, but conditions right now, that's not the same story because we are starting to cool down. Temperatures outside are in the upper 30s right now, and here's really why. As that high pressure system is moving in, it really cleared out all those cloud covers and clouds, so we don't really have anything to blanket in those warmer temperatures that we had this morning. But looking into our day planner, we start to see that our lows really get to as low as 33, not below freezing, but still really brisk. And then we do have a chance of rain, but I'll have all those details coming up.
Perfect. Heather with the weather. Thank you so much. And coming up next on NBC 16 at 6:30, changes to come as the statewide plastic bag ban takes effect at the start of the new year. And later in the show, could social media be changing our language? Kelsey Christensen headed to the University of Oregon to find out.
For a city that never sleeps, New York.
NBC 16 News at 6:30.
Retail stores and restaurants across the state will soon be prohibited from providing single-use checkout bags. The statewide plastic bag ban takes effect on the first of the new year. NBC 16's Lauren Negretti checked in to see how it's affecting businesses on the South Coast.
The plastic bags at Ashworth's Market and Deli have been used up, replaced by paper bags.
This is going to be a struggle and a huge adjustment for consumers and business owners alike.
It's part of an initiative that bans single-use plastic checkout bags. It requires a switch to paper bags, reusable plastic bags, or reusable fabric bags. Burrell says Ashworth's will charge 10 cents for paper bags to offset their increased cost.
Yes, there is a huge problem with single-use plastic items, but it doesn't just start with the little guy. It needs to start at the top and come down. Like our vendors all deliver pallet loads of items that are wrapped in saran wrap.
Even this box of burritos comes wrapped up in plastic, and each burrito is individually wrapped.
Plastics in general are a huge problem for the environment. So yes, it goes beyond the plastic shopping bags that we get from the grocery store.
The Surfrider Foundation says their volunteers were instrumental in getting the law passed to combat the effects of plastic debris and protect the ocean.
Nationally, we're seeing a trend moving towards more comprehensive legislation that works from the producer angle, not just the consumer angle.
Violators can be fined up to $250. Those who get benefits, including WIC, will not be charged. Reporting in Coos County, I'm Lauren Negretti.
Christmas is over, and if you're wondering what to do with those Christmas trees, well, Scouting Troop 216 is planning to pick up and recycle your trees. First, make sure your trees are free of lights and ornaments. Then schedule a pickup time with the troop, and they'll come to your home. But the benefits don't stop there. NBC 16's Angelina Dixon tells us how it's done.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Before the tree gets dropped off at the recycling place, meet Scoutmaster Adam Bigler of Scouting Troop 216. He says the troop is a nonprofit organization, and for an optional donation, the troops can come to your home and pick up your tree.
It's a little bit case by case, but if you could, when you call in or email in, if you could let us know what you'd prefer to do. Some people leave it out front. Some people say, come knock on the door. It's really up to you, but if you could let us know, coordinate that, that'd be great.
If you provide a donation to the troop, it helps them grow as an organization.
So we have organized a Christmas tree pickup to help the boys earn some money to go to camps, pay for food, so that it's not money out of their pocket, but it's money for them to help earn and be a part of something.
After they pick up the tree, it's recycling time. And Lane Forest Products commercial manager Tom Campbell says they have received some of the trees that Scout troops dropped off in the past. He says there's benefits for you after the recycling process.
If you're throwing it away, it ends up in the landfill. They don't really want it, but we do want it because we're going to do something good with it. And for the most part, we're going to grind it up and make it into compost and make it into a product that somebody can put in their garden probably come this summer.
He says they accept most real trees except for flock trees. Happy recycling. Reporting in Eugene, I'm Angelina Dixon.
If you'd like to have Troop 216 pick up your tree, visit our website at NBC16.com for more information. Turning to weather now, NBC 16's Heather Melendez is standing by for a look at what's coming up in your full forecast. Hey, Heather.
Hey, well, we're dry for now, and more rain is headed into the Pacific Northwest. I have all those details coming up.
Not all dentures are created equal.
You're watching NBC 16 News at 6:30.
Like it or not, social media is a big part of modern day life, but it doesn't only consume our time, it also forms new language trends. Some call it a new linguistic ecosystem with new words or phrases popping up all the time. NBC 16's Kelsey Christensen reports on a University of Oregon student that took a look at the latest trends of 2019.
Language as we know it is a structure, right? But social media is changing the game, introducing a sort of informal aspect of language.
Internet language.
Zachary Jagers is a postdoctoral scholar of linguistics at the U of O, also co-author of an article describing the internet trends of 2019. He says new words and phrases popping up on our screens are a lot more than just words, but a way that people are expressing themselves.
So there's more room for people to kind of play with language a little bit more and be creative.
So what made the cut this year? Let's take a look.
Like people will say it out loud, like.
What? Even I had to ask what this one means.
Could mean like you're nervous or you're excited or you're laughing.
It's basically a technological evolution. Once a computer keyboard smash, now a smartphone keyboard thumb smash.
It's easier to do just like two keys and alternate between those two keys.
And don't forget the "and I hope," basically another phrase for whoops, just recently going viral after this 2015 video.
For a couple of hours, and
and probably one of the most common Okay, boomer, meaning someone in the baby boomer generation may not understand the latest technology or fashion. With a different tone, it can also mean one is impressed.
They're like, okay, boomer, like, okay, you get it.
And speaking of baby boomers, we're seeing capital letters for emphasis, commonly found on Donald J. Trump's Twitter. But lately, we're seeing a twist, alternate caps and undercase, indicating a mockery, something Jaggers thinks will become even more popular in 2020. Reporting in Eugene, I'm Kelsey Kirshenson.
So interesting. So for more information on language trends and how to understand them, visit our website at NBC16.com. In 8th grade, Lebanon's Keith Brown told his mom that he wanted to play Division I football. 3 years later, after Oregon's third straight Civil War win, Brown committed to the Ducks as the #1 high school linebacker in the country. Brandon Cameraman introduces us to the Ducks' newest recruit.
I think it's just time to make it official, and I'm staying home. Go Ducks.
And so it was. At the end of his junior season, Keith Brown committed to Oregon.
For me, Oregon was just the most genuine, family-fitting place that I went to.
And Keith had a lot to compare it to. He was recruited by many of the top programs around the country.
I've met a lot of coaches, went on a bunch of visits, and I kind of got just a car salesman vibe out of a lot of people, you know, and I'm not trying to buy a new car.
He's just making one of the most important decisions of his young life.
I just kept saying, relax, take a deep breath, you know, slow down, because he's 16, you know, he's 15 then, so trying to keep him as normal as possible with these big decisions.
But it's not normal to be essentially courted at 15 years old by football programs from all over the country.
You know, there's no blueprint written out on how to handle this stuff, so you just kind of got to ask people who've been there before.
And those people told Keith to go to camps where he excelled.
His life is all about grinding. It really has been since he was about 12 years old.
And Oregon just kept on recruiting him.
I went there a bunch, and every time I went there, I was blown away by the genuineness and the hospitality by the coaches. So for me, it was an easy decision.
He still has another year as a Lebanon Warrior, but he is also a Duck.
In the next 5 to 6 years, I think Oregon's going to be at the top consistently.
It's where he's at and where he'll be. In Lebanon, I'm Brandon Cameraman.
Thank you so much, Brandon. From future Oregon Ducks to the current Oregon football team, the Ducks have arrived in Southern California as Rose Bowl festivities are underway. After yesterday's practice, both Oregon and Wisconsin were invited to Disneyland as part of a welcome event. The Rose Bowl is set for New Year's Day at 2 p.m. on ESPN. Our live report from Southern California begins tomorrow.
And now weather with Heather Melendez.
Day after Christmas into New Year's. We don't really know what day it is. We don't know who we are and what we're supposed to be doing, but we do know that we are going to be dry for the next couple of days for now. Now looking at our temperatures outside, it's pretty calm outside, clear skies. It's 37 and cold, and really here's why. It's like now that there's no cloud coverage in the Willamette Valley, we don't really have anything to really blanket in those warmer temps that we had today. And looking at our lows for tonight, we can start to see that they are going to lower into the mid-30s for the time being along Coos County and Willamette Valley. But for our December temperatures, we are at least at or above temperatures for the time being in December. So we can start to see conditions just being warm for right now. But looking at our next weather maker, we can start to see that this cold front is moving in from the north, and it's bringing in that cold Canadian air, bringing some slight rain chances for our Friday morning at 4 a.m. But again, it'll start to dissipate at least by 8 a.m. So conditions will start to dry off. And after that, on Saturday, we can see another low pressure is really headed in our way. And at least by Saturday night, we can start to see that cold front really pushing through, bringing in those rain showers for our Sunday, and then a nice break after that. But looking at our model forecast, we can really see this playing out as well. Some scattered showers for Friday at 4 in the morning. They will start to dry out, giving us some cloudy conditions for our Friday, and then at least by Saturday it will be dry until the nighttime, as those showers will start heading our way and giving us a wet Sunday. Now looking at those conditions for our forecasted days tomorrow, if you are with your family and want to go catch a movie, know that it will be dry by the evening time. time, but again, by Friday morning, it will be wet. And looking at your forecast for your highs tomorrow, you will at least see mid-40s along the Willamette Valley, and you can almost see the 50s along the coast, so a little bit warmer on the coastal areas. But looking at your 7-day for the Eugene, Springfield areas, we will get some slight rain in the morning, but again, it will dry out by the evening time. It'll continue to be dry Saturday, but then on Sunday, chances of rain really come in, and then on Monday, a break before the New Year's. Now, looking at the coastal areas, you as well will see some drier conditions until Sunday. By Monday, we'll see some partly cloudy skies with some sunshine, and then by the new year on Tuesday we can start to see some rain showers really coming in our way. Temperatures will be consistently at 50 or above. And now looking at the Rosebud area, we start to see some cloudy conditions Friday and Saturday. On Sunday we will get a chance of rain. It will be a little bit drier Monday, but again, chances will return on Tuesday. Your lows are average or above average, and again, your consistent temperature for the week is at least at the 40s. So enjoy those drier conditions while you can. If you have to take down those lights, do it now.
For sure, and I have definitely been appreciating the drier conditions. Yesterday, I was so thrilled to wake up to this beautiful day on Christmas Day, and I think it's nice when we have to work and then we get to wake up to that. That's the beauty of it.
That vitamin C.
That vitamin C is everything. Thank you so much, Heather. And coming up next on NBC 16 at 6:30, the holidays can be an emotionally trying time, and Whitebird Clinic has provided an outlet to ensure your mental health is up to par.
Any comments, Doug?
Yeah. Only pay for what you need with Liberty.
You're watching NBC 16 News at 6:30.
The holiday season can trigger challenging, sad, or traumatic experiences for many in our community. As NBC 16's Christelle Kumwe reports, there are local resources available to help people navigate through those emotions.
As the saying goes, 'tis the season to be jolly. But sometimes the holidays can be anything but jolly.
Some people have bad memories that can come along with the holidays. Other people, might be missing loved ones that aren't around anymore.
Jose Soto Gates, crisis counselor with Whitebird, says it may be difficult to navigate some emotional challenges if you skip on 3 basic needs.
So sometimes it's just as easy as looking at those 3 things. Have I eaten? Have I slept? Am I staying hydrated?
He also suggests practicing self-care, whether it be making a cup of tea, going out for a hike, or talking to a friend.
Every situation is different, and we try to meet people where they're at and help them to develop a plan.
Whitebird provides an array of services in Lane County, including free crisis intervention.
It doesn't really matter what the crisis is. We have trained counselors who can help people to navigate whatever situation they're facing.
Offering immediate short-term support for the well-being of people in our community this holiday season. I'm Christelle Kumwe reporting.
Whitebird's Crisis Center is located on 990 West 7th Avenue in Eugene and is open 24/7. A brain scan at the age of 7 could help identify kids at risk for ADHD and depression. That's according to a new research study from Vanderbilt University. The study included 94 children whose brains were scanned using functional MRI and then followed for 4 years. Scientists were able to predict the risk of ADHD and anxiety by measuring connectivity between specific regions of the brain. Man's best friend may be beneficial to your mental health. The new study shows having a dog during childhood could lessen your risk of schizophrenia as an adult. That's according to researchers at Baltimore Shepherd Pratt Health System. They say more than half of their subjects grew up with canines prior to becoming a teenager. After comparing results, the research showed having a dog during childhood resulted in a 24% reduced chance of schizophrenia. That percentage of a lesser risk more than doubled for babies who were around dogs. Oddly enough, there was no major benefit for kids and cats. The lead author isn't sure why there's an apparent link between dogs and schizophrenia. Speaking of pets, Saving Grace Pet Adoption Center in Roseburg is celebrating the greatest number of adoptions there in 12 years. Almost 1,400 pets found their forever homes in 2019, which is their highest number of pet adoptions since 2007. Saving Grace contributes their success to programs such as their kitten showers and Fido field trips, where the animals can socialize with people and other pets.
Good boy.
At the end of the day, Christmas Eve, we had reached 1,399 adoptions at that point. A few days still to go, so we will hit 1,400 today as we reopen after Christmas. That is the other.
Giving pets as a gift isn't unusual during the holiday season, but if someone does decide to do it, it's important that the right accommodations are met.
The thing that I think is so key to making that work is making sure the pet is a good fit for the family that they are going to be spending the rest of their life in, and making sure that that family is ready to take care of that pet's particular needs.
After having such a great year in 2019, Saving Grace is hoping for an even better year in 2020. Coming up next on NBC 16 at 6:30, Cuba has unveiled some new sculptures in celebration of Havana's 500th anniversary.
This holiday, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the...
Finally tonight, 8 fascinating sculptures are bringing more visitors to the Cuban capital, Havana. Now, please don't send me an email about this, because that's exactly what they're called. They're called the Fat Ladies series of sculptures that include things like the Flying Flower, which mimic a classic posture of Marilyn Monroe, and the Chinese art exhibition is held on the occasion of the 500th anniversary of the founding of the city. That's so amazing. The sculptures are made by China's renowned artist Zhu Hongfei and are on display around various public areas in Havana. Havana is the 36th stop of Zhu's World Tour Sculpture Exhibition, which is expected to last until January 17th, 2020.
Well, you know what this means?
What does that mean?
You and I have to go to Havana, ooh, na, na.
I actually would love to go to Havana, Cuba. My auntie is actually Cuban, so
Really?
And I don't think she's been, so I need to figure out a way to make that happen. I'm sure she would love that too.
Bucket list, definitely.
Yes, definitely a bucket list endeavor. Thank you for watching NBC 16 at 6:30. We'll see you tonight for NBC 16 News at 11.